Hi, I'm Hakan.
And I'm Sarah.
And we're both head instructors and managers here at the Australian Martial Arts Academy. Today we have our resident exercise scientist and dietitian, Miss Sarah, joining us to give us and to chat to us about 3 common mistakes people make when it comes to their diet. So let's get right into it, Miss Sarah. What's the number 1 mistake people make?
The number 1 mistake that I find people make is overshooting.
Yeah.
So they try to cover all bases and do everything they've ever heard about nutrition straight up front, rather than targeting the most important things for them and what's going to give them the biggest kind of results for their efforts. And so what I always tell people is find those small things that are easy for you to do consistently, like eating vegetables, like taking your lunch with you to work, like having a little bit of a snack when you get home, instead of trying not to eat and trying to do everything perfectly and eat less and less, instead of trying to really fuel their body and do those things that are easy for them. What I always remind them actually is that if you lost half a kilo a week, every week for 1 year, at the end of the year, you're going to be 26 kilos lighter.
If that's your goal, right?
If that's your goal, right? And if it's not your goal, if you can just tackle a few things away until it becomes a habit, and then these habits just become natural for you and it's not effortful anymore. So you actually make long-term results rather than trying everything at once and then everything crumbling down with time.
Great point. And the way I like to look at it is, like with all aspects of our life, whether it's in our careers or our fitness, it's great to aim high, it's great to dream big and have these massive goals, but what I found is when it comes to diet, it can have a detrimental impact when someone who's never made a diet plan and they try and go extremely specific, go cold turkey on everything else, it can get a little, I guess it can get tough to keep it up. So the tip here is to start off small, be consistent. People overestimate what they can do in a year and they underestimate what they can do on a day-to-day basis.
Exactly.
So when it comes to our food, this is exactly what we want to do. So what's the second misconception people have when it comes to diet?
Okay, the second one is really under-eating. What I find is that people think that less is better. And what we know is if we actually fuel our body, then we're more likely to be able to sustain this in the long term. So a lot of the literature we read, a lot of the marketing that's out there is about eating less, consuming smaller portions, and realistically for a lot of people this doesn't work. It's about food quality, it's about making sure you've got enough to fuel your body, but in order to achieve your goals you need to just be a little bit more mindful of some of those extras that sneak in.
So if I'm eating 3 times a day at the moment, Miss Sarah, my breakfast, lunch and dinner, what can I do to I guess to maximize my metabolism throughout the day?
That's a great point, Mr. Hakan. I think one of the most important parts is to eat regularly. What we know is that if people are skipping snacks, not even meals, snacks, they're more likely to consume not only the calories that they would have had at the snack, but also at the next meal, at their next meal. So it means eating less is going to result in you consuming more calories at your next meal. And typically if we're eating more calories at that next meal, not only is it in terms of a weight-based goal, but we're choosing higher energy dense foods that are typically higher in salts and saturated fats and carbohydrates.
And I guess it can give you that insulin dump, or you can have a massive spike in energy and then you feel flat again. So to avoid these ebbs and flows, we want to keep it consistent, have that consistent energy flow throughout the day.
Exactly right.
Number 3, and that's when it comes to fluids and liquids. So what's the common misconception there?
Okay, it's not having water as our main drink. A lot of people like water, but they just forget to drink it. And I find a lot of my clients might have 3 litres one day and then the next day they're having a 600ml bottle or not nearly enough. Our bodies actually need water to keep us hydrating if weight loss is
So more water in our day-to-day diet is extremely important, and I guess where we can start is with our meals, maybe having a glass of water there and just drinking through that, sipping through that throughout the day. If you're at the desk, have a bottle of water there next to you and sip throughout the day. But I guess another misconception with liquids is we're inundated with marketing campaigns with all these health food juices and all these smoothies that that may seem like a healthy option, but they do come with a lot of costs as well. So be mindful of that. Water is the safest way to go, and consistently have it throughout the day. So hopefully this video has helped. Thank you, Miss Sarah, for your wonderful tips once again, and we look forward to seeing you all next time.